Okay, welcome to this video. John Workman with the copywritinglab.com, and I've got a new friend who had some questions about some of the copy that they're trying to write. So I thought instead of trying to just answer it in an email or a text, I'd go outside and I'd go over some of the questions and see what we can do about getting some of this copy going. So sharing my screen here, and let me just grab my pencil right here off of the iPad so that I can mark up if I need to. But she had 3 questions. So first question that you can see down here at the bottom. Okay, we've got, how can I tie this product or tie this in with the product or service? How can I come up with some good writing out of the research words? And should I focus on customers' problems, questions, roadblocks only in order to complete a compelling email? So what she's done is she has taken these pieces of information, and she's gotten them from different resources. She's been doing her research, and she's gotten it from like Amazon reviews and forums and places like that to get some of her information, things that she's looking for. And it looks to me like we're trying to write an email about a product to fix your credit score. So let's look at some of these pieces of research that she's got here. I thought I could just Google everything I need to know about fixing my credit score. The only way I can better my financial picture was to take some steps. You can only be stuck as long as you want to be. I've turned so apathetic towards credit because it all seems so overwhelming and impossible, but it's not. But if I had to choose one thing I like most, it would be the step-by-step way. So now she's trying to bring this into a framework and put them together, produce a compelling email to to go to this credit score fixing product, I guess. So first and foremost, when I write emails, I love to write the story-based emails. This may work, this may not work. It just depends on, is this part of a sequence? Is it a one-off? I don't know exactly what your product is or how you're marketing it already. And so I'm going to take it, I guess, down the story-based avenue with something like this. And so I would honestly start with a question, okay? And the reason that this information is good is you're taking things that people have actually said, which is awesome. And so it's going to resonate with other people as well. So, you could start with, hey, have you ever, and we're going to take this first piece of information you have there. Have you ever thought that you could just Google everything you need to know about fixing your credit? So that's a good question to get them thinking, and it's a good way to qualify them as to whether or not they need to continue reading about your product or not. As we write this email, perhaps we're going to come up with a good subject line that will have a good hook to it. So, hey, have you ever thought you could just Google everything you need to know about fixing your credit? I used to think the same thing. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this off because we've already used that. So we're going to mark that off. Okay. So I used to think the same thing. And we'll go back to our text edit. I used to think the same thing until I actually tried it. And one thing that we need to think about here too is the third question. Should I focus on customers' problems, questions, roadblocks to create a compelling email, we need to remember that there's two things that we can do with our customers. One is we can move away from pain, or two, we can move toward pleasure. So you have to decide which way you're going to go. Are you going to emphasize the pain or that they're already going through with bad credit, or are you going to emphasize the pleasure that they can have once they get their credit cleared up? And you're going to have to make sure that you know your market, the people that you're selling to decide which way you're going to go. So that's kind of a difficult question to answer, if you should focus on their problems or not. It all depends on who they are and where they're at right now. Is their credit bad enough that you need to move them towards pleasure, or is their credit just kind of mediocre and you need to move them kind of away from pain, if that makes sense? Okay, so have you ever thought you could just Google everything you need to know about fixing your credit? I used to think the same thing until I tried it. Then I realized after looking at everything, looking at all of the search results, that Google had too much information. I was completely overwhelmed. Okay, so I was completely overwhelmed, which a lot of people, if they're answering yes to that question, they're going to feel the same way. Yes, there was too much out there. Not only was there good information, but there was more bad information. But actually, we could simplify that, and we could say, and there was more bad information than good. I didn't know what I could believe and what I couldn't. I was already, so here we're gonna stir that pain a little bit, and we're gonna just, this is taking us down, moving away from pain. I was already in enough trouble with my creditors. I didn't need any more. So what else can we use? Let's see. So there you go. I've turned so apathetic towards credit because it all seems so overwhelming and impossible. Okay. So we're kind of, I didn't know where to believe. It's also overwhelming. I didn't need any more trouble. Let's see. Then we could say, then I realized that I only had to be stuck in this situation as long as I let myself be. I didn't have, let's see. And actually, what we're going to do is, I didn't need any more. Then I found product, whatever your product is. And actually, we could say after I realized, after I found product, I realized that I only had to be stuck in this situation as long as I let myself be. I was actually the one in control of my financial destiny. T-I-N-Y, right? I was actually the one in my financial destiny. And so then we could say, so we're getting rid of that right there, and we can get rid of that one there. It showed me that, let's see, we can say it showed me that I can better product X showed me that with a few simple steps, I could, and then what did it say? I could clear up my financial future. With a few simple steps, I could clear up my financial future. Yeah, I could clear my financial future. Then you could say, you could throw in a couple of bullets like I was actually the one in control of my financial destiny. Product showed me that with a few simple steps, I could clear up my financial future. Now that, let's see, now that I've broken the chains of debt, I want to show you how to do the same. If you'd like to learn how you can get out from under the bondage of bad credit, ellipsis, click here. Click this link to learn more. Okay, so I'm hoping that you're following what I'm doing here. So we've got a strong call to action. We've kind of told, in the shortest way possible, we've told the story that we were able to use this system to get out of debt, or to get our credit score up, because this system shows us how we're actually in charge of our financial destiny. So how can you tie in with service or product? I mean, you can see where I put all the X's, where we put the product in there, come up with a good writing out of the words. As much as you can, use the exact words and just insert them as part of your sentence. But like I say, focusing on the problems or questions, it kind of depends on where your customers are at. So this is obviously just a rough first draft off the fly. We could take this and we could make this pretty amazing, actually, if we spent a little more time on it. But hopefully, my new friend Christine, this shows you how you could take what you had there and you can turn it into something pretty amazing. So anyways, hope that helps. And I'm glad that you sent that question over. Hopefully me just going through this quick little process gives you some ideas. I wouldn't use this word for word. I would take it and make it your own, and tweak it, twist it, test it, and see what helps. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff that we do on YouTube, and we'll talk to you next time.